It is well done. It is well done. Bless you, brother. Bless you. That's a big picture.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, sure.
I just want sorry. It's not a photo shoot, no?
I'm happy.
We just need a clarification on the ruling on the NMA. What exactly was the position of the court on that for the benefit of this? Was it dismissed? Was it rejected? Or what are we supposed to take out of it?
Well, the ruling is simply requires Nnamdi Kanu, the defendant, to enter his defense. It's not a pronunciation of guilt or not guilty. So that is why it's called a no-case submission. So the judge made a ruling that there's a prima facie evidence that needs to be explained. So in common parlance, it calls on him to come and mount his own defense. But there is the other aspect of the ruling that concerned extraordinary rendition. That very one is one that compounded us, because the extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu is so open and notorious. Two international institutions or two separate panels of the United Nations have made pronouncements regarding his extraordinary rendition and called for his unconditional release. Nigeria is a member of the United Nations and therefore bound to consider that and implement that decision. And in Nigeria here, 3 courts have made similar pronouncements. First was by the Federal High Court of Omahia, which awarded him 500 million naira. And the Court of Appeal also pronounced that he was a victim of extraordinary rendition. And in the Supreme Court, the same Supreme Court that sent this case back to trial, reached the same conclusion, that he was a victim of extraordinary rendition. And all these things are of the record. They are all in the file. And we remember, when this trial was being conducted, these very documents were tendered in evidence. So it compounded us, it confused us, that the court now made a pronouncement that the extraordinary rendition had no evidence before the court, that no evidence of it was submitted before the court. And you remember, least but not the last, recently a Kenyan High Court made the same pronouncement. But well, if the court was misled by believing, by mistake, that these things were not in evidence, it also said and left the door open that such evidence be submitted. So we are coming back with that evidence, and it's going to be quantum and legion.
My people, this one shook the courtroom today. The judge didn't smile, didn't joke. He looked straight at Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers and said, "You either defend your client or lose your right to speak at all." Imagine that. The whole courtroom went silent. This is the kind of moment that can change everything. Please, before we dive into this deep gist, take 1 second to like this video, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell, because this matter is getting hotter than ever, and I want you to hear it clearly and calmly from me. Now let's get straight to what happened. The court session today wasn't ordinary. Everyone came expecting drama, and they got it. The chief judge made it clear, no more delay, no more excuses. Kanu's defense team has been holding back, saying they want some motions settled fast, especially the one arguing that the Terrorism Act used to charge him has already been repealed. But the judge said, that argument is not stopping this trial. You must start your defense. My people, this line changed everything. Because if they don't start now, the court may go ahead to close their side of the case. That means the prosecution's version could stand unchallenged, and that's a huge risk. Please hit the like button if you believe every citizen deserves a fair chance to speak before judgment. And tell me in the comments, do you think the judge is being fair or too harsh? I want to know what you think. You see, this case has gone on for years, through ups and downs, protests and appeals. Nnamdi Kanu's name has been at the center of many debates: freedom, justice, politics, and national unity. And now, with this new warning from the court, everyone's wondering, is this the final stretch of the case? Inside that courtroom, the atmosphere was intense. Kanu sat quietly, his eyes fixed ahead, while his lawyers looked visibly concerned. They know what's at stake. The prosecution was confident, almost relaxed, waiting to see what move the defense will make next. And the judge, he was firm. You could tell he's determined to bring this long case to a close, one way or another. Please, if you're following this gist, subscribe now so you don't miss the next update, because the next sitting could change the entire story. Now, let's talk about what makes this situation even more complicated. There's a growing movement outside the courtroom. People are already organizing peaceful demonstrations, calling for Kanu's release, demanding fairness, saying this trial should not be dragged any longer. Some say it's about justice, others say it's about political pressure. But one thing everyone agrees on, Nigeria is watching closely. Let's be honest, every move in this trial affects not just one man, but millions of people. For the Southeast, Kanu represents more than a leader. For the government, this case represents control and order, and for the judiciary, it's a test of credibility. So you see, it's deeper than just legal arguments, it's about trust. Please like this video if you agree that fairness is all Nigerians ask for. Now, the judge's warning didn't stop there. He also refused to entertain a fresh motion for Kanu's release, saying it was a distraction from the trial itself. The courtroom murmured when he said that, some sighed, some whispered, because people were expecting the bail request to at least be considered. But no, the court said, we must move forward. No more back and forth. If Kanu's defense still refuses to proceed by the next hearing, the law allows the judge to foreclose their right to speak, meaning the case could go straight to judgment based on what the prosecution already presented. That's why everyone is tense right now. It's like standing at the edge of a cliff, waiting to see if someone jumps or gets pulled back. Please subscribe and drop a comment. What do you think Kanu's lawyers should do now? Should they open defense or continue their legal push to dismiss the charges? Let's talk about it. As we continue, remember, this trial is being monitored not just here but internationally. Human rights groups are watching, political leaders are paying attention, and Nigerians everywhere are praying for peace. The way this case ends will send a message about whether our justice system still protects fairness and truth, or if it's just another political game. And let me say this. Regardless of who's right or wrong, the key thing now is peace. Because whenever emotions rise too high, it's the ordinary people who suffer the most. So as Nigerians, we must keep calm, stay informed, and keep pushing for justice the right way. If you're still watching, thank you so much. You're the reason we keep bringing real-time updates and balanced news. Please like this video, subscribe, and share it with your friends so they can stay informed too. Now, here's where I'll pause for today, but if you want me to continue the gist with how this case connects to the ongoing protests, the political reactions behind the scenes, and what might happen next in the court by the next sitting, just tell me in the comments. Continue the gist. And don't forget, justice delayed is not justice denied, but justice must also not be ignored. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because the story of Nnamdi Kanu's trial is far from over.